What did you guys think of this movie anyway?
Sucked.
So
I hated it. Weak. Disqualified.
All right, you're not being cool.
You're not being cool, man.
Just another movie for the blue pill, gynocentric world.
Whoa. Get out of here with that line. What the fuck was that? That like took me right out of the movie.
Just a bunch of beta chumps.
Yeah, it's very one note so much of the time. God, Jesus Christ.
Covered the whole movie.
Welcome to Raised by Video. You know, unfortunately, Blow Hogan couldn't make it today, so you're stuck with Andrew, Daniel, Matthew, and Stuart. I am Drew, and the other three are here somewhere. You'll hear them later. We are 4 out of 5 brothers. Quiet, Stu. We are 4 out of 5 brothers. Matt, hush. This is the intro. Shh.
Oh, fuck. We're doing the intro already?
I'm trying to. And it's a wrap. We're
and
done.
cut.
Thank God.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Stay hard out there.
Stay hard.
So yeah, we're four dudes. We're the perfect group to analyze this movie. Get ready to be mansplained at for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be great.
Yep.
We're going to tell you what this movie made by women is about.
4 brothers, no sisters. So yeah, and
We don't
mom
even-
would never ever watch something like this.
No. And if a woman comes near us, we're like, get away from me. Ah!
Oh, yuck.
Cooties.
Crucify her.
Whoa.
Sorry,
I just did that one time.
Never live it down. We decapitate one monstrous looking thing and we never live it down.
This world is
C'est
so
la vie.
unforgiving. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so hard to be a white man in this world these days.
And try to reenact the Salem witch trials.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to do.
It's
Nigh impossible.
No one
not
knows
fair.
the woes of the white man in America.
the persecution is real.
No one knows what it's like to be the white man.
Talk about copyright infringement. Oh my God.
This has been The Substance, everyone. Good night.
You've been listening to Raised by Video. Ta-ta. Okay, so we're talking about The Substance today, starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid, and an ogre or two. And it's directed by Coralie Fargeat. Fargeat. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Coralie. Coralie?
Just keep saying
I question everything now.
Keep saying it differently. One of them's bound to be right. Our
The-
apologies, Miss Director.
Miss Director.
This director lady.
So this movie surprised the heck out of me. I knew nothing about it going in. I went to the theater with a girlfriend to see it on her suggestion, and I had no idea what to expect.
She
And,
trying to tell you something?
I was I was rolling on the floor laughing. Well, kind
Ew.
of. The seat is a recliner, and so I was kind of rolling around in my seat laughing. But I
kicking
was
your little feet.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
like-
they're little. You don't have to always bring up the fact that they're little. Yes,
Yes, I do.
but I was kidding.
They're so small. I don't know how you stand up.
The Substance. The Substance is it's about this disgusting ogre who lives under a bridge and finds a potion that makes her pretty again. And so it's her journey through that learning experience of being a pretty person in this crazy white man's world.
Essentially just coming to have value again,
Right.
for the
Amidst
first time.
Navy SEALs, having to prove herself amidst viciously masculine team of SEALs.
That's right.
Mhm. And well done. Well done. She did a good job.
She did.
In the end, she
Yeah,
took
she's
a
tough.
hell of a beating. Yeah. A hell of a beating.
You ever just look at a woman and be like, man, she'd be so much better looking if her boobs were on her face instead of her chest.
All the time, bro.
Instead
All
of
the
that
time.
nose.
I love that he says boobs instead of tits. His tits would be like, you don't expect him to say boobs. Tits is more crass, but I guess it makes him sound more
Childish.
juvenile. Like,
In fact, all the men in this movie are it kind of just underscores. I don't want to take over your intro, Drew, but it just underscores how. Yeah, we already derailed you so many times. But all the men in this are really just ugly, like don't have their shit together. Even the sweet, so-called sweet guy, Fred, just the standards of how a woman is to present herself and communicate herself to others is just so different in a town like LA is probably what they're saying specifically, but maybe generally. But he even like drops the number in the puddle and still hands it to her. He's got bad teeth, dresses poorly. Every man is like that in this movie, really.
Yeah, that's really well displayed. And the first time we see Dennis Quaid's character, Harvey, he's taking a piss right in front of the camera. Yeah, and I just love that shot. Yeah, we got like this fisheye lens of his face, and he's like has absolutely he's just yelling into the phone, yelling into the camera, pissing while he's doing it, shaking himself off right in front of you. And he's just this crude man, very like, at least in his world, the only world we've seen so far, which is the studio. He's very alpha. He's like clearly the boss man. He's got this expensive looking piece of carpet that he calls a suit on. It looked, I don't know. Or no, not carpet, curtains. It looks like he's wearing curtains.
The shoes with like clunky metal heels.
Make a lot of noise.
I feel like this movie should have been about him. I feel like it would have been about a lot better. He's a very interesting guy. The women, I don't really care. Who cares what's going on in their lives? But Harvey, man, I wanted to see the movie about him. I wish it was. I really do.
He's the real hero.
I mean, he's a badass, man. He's fucking alpha.
It would have been cool. Yeah. It would have been cool to see that, his story juxtaposed against the neighbor, Oliver. I mean,
Oliver was a cool dude too, man.
No, well,
yeah.
No, he wasn't.
What?
But
what are you talking about?
You got Harvey's
like
alpha
supporting role,
to Oliver's beta. I said juxtaposed.
I think they're both great. Personally,
I loved Oliver.
I just wish he would have gotten laid. You know what I'm saying?
Also, why is a person like Oliver living in the same building as her?
I wondered the exact same thing.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I wonder what he does.
What condo is this? Right?
Is he
He's somebody's baby. He's somebody's baby boy.
He's a fail son.
Yeah,
he is a fail son.
Apparently, Harvey was supposed to be. I don't know if this is true. I didn't look into it, but I heard this from a very trusted source. Harvey was supposed to be played by Ray Liotta originally.
Oh wow.
They died.
Ray Liotta was thanked in the credits.
Oh really?
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think she wanted to cast him, but then he passed away.
Dang.
Well, Dennis Quaid did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was
awesome.
He was hilarious. Feathers.
Yeah, great. And then all those white old dudes like just prance down the hall,
following him around, smiling.
The board.
Just, get distracted by the naked, half-naked ladies and just run off, traipse off after them.
Also, not an accident that he was named Harvey.
After Weinstein?
After rapist piece of shit Weinstein, as some people call him, not me.
I call him that.
Daniel
to his
calls him
face.
that.
Yeah.
I did it all the time.
Because he is.
Go to his prison, be like, hey, fuck you.
Every meeting.
Hope he dies in prison. He probably will.
Oh, darn.
Good.
Yeah.
I hope he gets raped a couple times.
At least a couple times. Coke can. You know what I'm saying?
You can't rape a Coke can, Stuart. It's an inanimate object.
I mean, you can, but you get cut up a little bit, probably. Harvey Weinstein, if you can hear this, go fuck a Coke can.
So, okay, hey, we're still in the intro of this show. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm just kidding. We're just going. So, look, if you haven't seen The Substance, it's about an actress named Elizabeth Sparkle who has a Hollywood star and won an Oscar when she was in her youth, and as she grew older, apparently, I guess maybe this is common in Hollywood, but just didn't know what to do with herself, meaning she didn't really develop as a person. The last thing she was doing as she turned 50, or I'm not even sure exactly how old she was hosting an aerobics show, which is pretty cool. And, a lot of people need aerobics and stuff. And you want a superstar on the aerobics, to lead your aerobics class. So that's what she was doing. She got fired on her birthday or roundabout there, gets in a car crash because she was too concerned about her image, her appearance, goes to the doctor. By chance, some spray tan youthful model sees her, tells her she'd be a good candidate, gives her a USB and a phone number to call. And the USB previews this thing called The Substance, which claims to clone you, but better. So she reluctantly agrees, does the procedure, and births a younger her. We get to see Demi Moore completely naked in her bathroom, being very unhappy with how she perceives herself. I still think that she is, and coming from a guy here, I mean, I'm one of the hosts of this show. She's smoking hot.
What?
Demi Moore is beautiful.
What? Are you kidding me, man?
She shouldn't be feeling so down about herself.
I was about to throw open my mouth when oh my God.
She's great.
More soup.
She's
That's
perfect.
what I was saying.
She's beautiful.
More soup. God damn it. Get off the screen.
And even like beyond in beauty, she's healthy. I mean, she's doing an aerobics thing for a living.
Yeah.
She's healthy of
very
body.
Successful.
We find out she's healthy of body for sure.
Yes.
But as the movie goes on, we find out that she is not healthy of mind. Probably never has been.
Well, yeah. I mean, nobody lives in a vacuum. I think the point that the movie's trying to make is that there's an unrealistic standard of beauty, and what we do, what women especially do as they get older is they look at themselves and they start to see that their value goes down.
Wrong.
Especially in LA.
Yeah,
right. Especially in LA.
that
As an actress.
I mean, she states explicitly that she hates herself, and so much of that is tied into the way she sees, like her physical appearance. It's not enough. It's not enough to keep her employed.
Yeah.
In this world.
Yeah, and we have Harvey, Dennis Quaid, talking about, like, in the third scene or fourth scene or something, talking about how he's just rambling on about something you don't even really know what, and then he said, and it ends at 50, and you have no idea what he's talking about, and she says, what ends at 50? He's like, oh,
he never answered her.
He didn't even know what he was talking about.
Yeah, he was talking about like cycle of renewal or something.
Yeah,
and
youthfulness. He's talking about the only industry he knows. And so, yeah, he's basically telling us bluntly, the audience, I mean, that, it's not a movies, and the screen is not for older people. It's for young women.
Right.
So yeah, you get what this is about right from the beginning.
Yeah.
So she wants a younger, better version of herself, which is what the substance promises. So she goes to a shady area, gets the substance, does the procedure, births this younger, better version of herself, who instantly goes and auditions for the part of the aerobics show that Elizabeth was doing, gets it. And one of the lines when Harvey meets her, one of the lines that he says is, oh, yes, they're going to love this. This great smile, this pure heart. And, and he doesn't know anything about her. It's just that the smile portrays a pure heart, right? But she does not have a pure heart at all. But she's got the image of a pure heart. And I just love that line. Pure heart. Like, what? How can you tell?
Well, yeah, it's also a kind of I don't know if euphemism is the right word, but it's a stand-in for a smoking bod,
Ah, good call. Yep. Yeah, I took it
Right.
as like the smile, her face, pure heart. But yeah. So
beautiful little angel.
as the movie goes on, yeah, angel, that's right. So the thing is with the substance is you're supposed to think of your two bodies, these two selves, as one. You have to think of them as one. You can't think of them as another. Like, that's not another person. That is still you. And neither of these incarnations, the original or the copy, think this way. They both almost immediately see the other as an enemy, which I thought was really interesting. That is
I
also
thought it was boring.
commentary on commentary on
Somebody mute his mic.
how we hate ourselves.
In particular, women, like, plastic surgery. I think it is kind of a stand. This whole substance thing is a stand-up for plastic surgery, and how some women feel afterwards like they've defaced their body. I mean, especially the day after surgery, you see the wounds and you just feel so shame. Like you think you made a horrible mistake that you've defaced and cut up on your body. And I think at least what I was getting out of it was that she was starting to feel the Demi Moore side, the older side, the 50-year-old side was starting to feel. It's what a woman feels when they've done surgery and she feels buried inside of herself. And she can only keep going with the surgery in order to retain what she's already started, which is a youthful look, and it just gets out of control and to the point where you're a monster. At least that's kind of what I was getting from it, like a plastic surgery thing in particular.
That's what I took from it in the first time I saw it, and I think that very much is the through line, or a good analogy. There's more to it than that on the second viewing. I think also it's about, even for women who don't get plastic surgery, just the self-image and the self-hatred. And it's like this cycle of self-hatred that just gets worse and worse and worse until you become monstrous on the inside too.
Yeah, like looking at pictures of your younger self and kind of like envying or hating that younger version of you because it's gone. Yeah, being jealous of it. Wanting to have that back at whatever the cost. Yeah.
Sure.
I think it does work on both levels.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
This movie, more than a lot that I've seen lately, works on many, many levels. It was, and that's one of the reasons I liked it so much when I saw it and I walked away. Not only was I laughing, cracking up, I was laughing not just because it was funny, but also because it was shocking. And I didn't know how else to react.
Sure, yeah.
I'm like, I have never seen anything this crazy before, or this well done in its craziness, and this well done in what it's saying, like its message. It never deviates from the message, really. And it actually keeps escalating.
Oh yeah, it escalates. it goes so fast, and it just keeps going. That's one thing I love about it. It just, once things really pop off, they spiral out of control so quickly, and it just leads to just this insane orgy of blood and
first an insane orgy of cooking,
sadness and hilarity, and oh my God,
I loved that sequence. I was quite blown away. I kind of wanted to talk with you guys about that. Like, what, it's the scene where Sue takes a lot of Elizabeth's fluid to renew herself.
Gross.
And does it so much that Elizabeth wakes up not just with a bad finger, but a really bad leg, feet. The right side of her face is very, like, looking very witchy. Her hair is falling out and turning gray, and mentally she's going crazy. So it looks like it's taking from her mind as well, not just her body. Like, you got to imagine it's eating away at the physical brain as well. So when she wakes up to do that, she sees Sue on a talk show interview at the time, opened up a new cookbook, and she just started cooking like crazy. And there's this long scene between flashes of food and flashes of hot bodies. Food, hot bodies, food, hot bodies, and an old woman going crazy. And I love that scene, the food orgy scene. So there's obviously a food body relationship that they were exploring here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely. I love how all the food is portrayed to look kind of disgusting.
Actually, throughout the whole movie.
Oh yeah. I don't think there's anything, like, her martini even kind of looks a little grotesque. The olive and the chunks of pimento floating in it.
Yeah.
The prawn that Harvey's eating is so disgusting.
That scene grossed me out.
Which is all the food that she eats, that she cooks.
Shoving her hand up a chicken's ass.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's, at this point in her career at 50 years old, she's been in show business for a long time. So imagine, like, just the sacrifices she's had to make to like keep her body tone and fit and everything, and the diet she's probably been on forever, you know. Probably had food taunting her, and then, you know, obviously food is a way to help yourself feel better, albeit temporarily, you know, binge eating. But I also thought that part was her little way of like getting a revenge on Sue.
Yeah.
With like, you know, doing whatever she could to be like, fuck you, Sue, even though Sue's herself. But at this point, it's like a part of herself that's not really her anymore. She has no control over it because she knows she's going to go back into that body. And so that part of her is just, you know, scarfing down all this food and stuff in a way to be like a middle finger to Sue, essentially.
And remember, that book was given to her as like a retirement gift by Harvey, saying it helped his wife when his wife retired. So kind of like a sorority of heavily objectified women of LA all have similar seasons of life where they're, you know, nothing but meat for the first 3/4 of it, or actually the first half of it, and then have to comfort themselves with all the food, French cuisine, French cooking that they had to forego for, you know, the first half of their lives, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was always disgusting looking, and just she did it in a very vengeful way.
Yeah, and then Sue has that whole thing where she feel like she has like a turkey leg or a chicken leg up her ass, in her ass.
Yeah, she's like dreaming.
Yeah.
because Elizabeth like gorged on not just a chicken, a whole bunch of stuff, but like apparently ate a whole chicken one night. So she's feeling with the anxiety, like, oh my God, that chicken went straight to my ass.
It seems,
literally, yeah.
Literally, yeah.
And then you pull it out of your belly button, as you do.
As you do.
You have digestion problems.
Dig around in there. Each time one or the other wakes up, they have a weird dream right before they wake up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was definitely a strange dream.
Oh my God, when she's trying to get laid with the motorcyclist,
that freaked
and he
me out.
unzips her suit and the guts start pouring out.
Yes.
That
brutal.
was nasty.
I haven't had sex since I watched this movie.
Don't blame you.
6 whole hours.
I don't know if I'll ever do it again. No, I will.
6 whole hours.
Yeah, I think I said it last time we talked, but Stuart said it earlier. It's like, I've never watched a movie where there's like objectively so many attractive people and not felt like attracted to anyone, not felt like any sort of sexual urges. It even felt kind of like gross, you know?
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was
When they're
gross.
filming the Sue's first Pump It Up segment, and it's just like the camera's up her ass, basically.
Right.
I mean, it was hilarious. I remember the first time I saw it, I was in the theater, and I was laughing my ass off during that sequence. It's just so absurd. Like, oh man, it really is like this, isn't it?
They're just simulating sex.
Yeah.
Just yes.
It's as pornographic as you can get for daytime
Right.
TV. Yeah.
Right.
It's not about working out anymore. It's about working out and looking as great as you possibly can.
Stretching out your happy boy.
Happy stretch. Happy stretch.
Happy stretch. That's what it's about.
Stretching your happy boy.
Longtime listeners of the show will understand where this reference came from and what it means. Well, I think everyone knows what it means.
Won't be the last time we say it.
There will be much stretching of our happy boys. I mean, just talking about the stretching of our happy boys. It's not that kind of show.
Can you get in trouble for jerking it on while you're recording a podcast? I'm asking for a friend.
Podcast, no. CNN meeting, yes.
Oh, okay. I'll stick with podcasts. Who was that? Chris Cuomo or something?
Jeffrey Toobin.
I love how much gore was in this movie.
Toobin.
And practical gore.
Yeah. Wow. It was so well done.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah,
practical effects in this movie.
I loved
man.
the practical stuff. That's probably why it was so good to me.
Yes.
Sorry, Drew. go ahead.
Absolutely.
No, I like this thread better. I was gonna say though that the next door neighbor, Oliver, the actor's name is Gore Abrams. And I do want to give a shout out to Oliver. I love that character as much as I like hate him. His performance
because he's such a simp.
So fucking good. Yes, he was so good.
He was
But,
funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the practical effects. You just, listener, dear, treasured, sacred, beautiful listener, go watch this movie and appreciate Gore Abrams' performance as Oliver, the next door neighbor, or the across the hall neighbor.
That's really what you need to focus on this
Yes.
in this movie.
Yeah. If you
Is
see this
Gore
movie for
Abrams.
nothing else, watch that. Watch the Gore.
Watch that. Watch it
Watch
for the
the Gore
doofus
next
across
door.
the hall. The Gore next door.
Gore next door. He thinks he has a chance.
It does. And the way he's acting, he still thinks he has a chance. It's just, it's such beautiful commentary of the different ways that men interact with different kinds of women. He comes across the hall screaming at Elizabeth because of all the construction work that's been going on for 3 days. But when Sue opens the door, he becomes blithering puddle of simp.
Jizz.
Yeah. He probably jizzed in his pants right when he saw her. And I just love it. And the way
Didn't you? I mean, inappropriate. No.
Don't ask about your brother coming in his pants, okay, Stuart? Come on.
not on air.
That's family time talk.
I love, by the way, when she's doing the construction, the demolition, she's still like dressed all cute. She's got like short shorts,
Yeah.
like cute gloves and everything. She
She's
can't not be cute in her new hot young body
Mhm.
at all times.
Got to
Hilarious.
take it while you can get it, baby. I'm a little surprised at her construction skills, honestly. It's like, damn, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He was really good.
Mhm.
But you
Made that
know,
whole
where there's a will,
fucking-
there's a way.
James Bond door by herself.
Yeah. And when Elizabeth woke up, I think it was the third or fourth time in the movie, it probably happened once, but it was after Sue drained her of her fluids, her renewal
Ew.
fluids. She finally woke up. It was New Year's Eve. So it was December 30th, where she runs out of the renewal fluid, and she has a big show at the pinnacle of her career the next night. But if you swap out your body, you're asleep for 7 days. So it's either die and miss your pinnacle event, or swap out and miss your pinnacle event and be around to live 7 days later. So when Elizabeth wakes up, she looks like a troll or an ogre or something.
A trollger.
It's
Ogre.
wonderful.
Oh my God,
She's-
it's so good.
She's
It's
like,
like 3 months of
Yep.
Sue exploiting her fluids.
Yep.
Mhm.
so
Sucking her fluids
awesome.
deliciously out of her spine. Mm.
Yeah, it's like a spinal tap or something that they do. It's just
Yeah.
stabbing a huge syringe into her lower
God.
spine, and
The-
you get this like seeping wounds from Requiem for a Dream.
It's all festering.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly
that
what
was
it
so
made me think about.
disgusting.
Requiem.
Mhm.
This is one of the most disgusting parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes out all like black or whatever.
Yes.
Oh my God.
The prosthetics when she comes out that
Mhm.
final time. Oh my God. Incredible. Like the way she runs all ogreish. Like when it comes to her running through the streets on her way to get the termination fluid with her high socks, every inch of her covered, it cracked me up.
Quasimodo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Quasimodo for sure.
Yo, I'm a buck is the name. I know how to play that game. I act like a nice cool guy, but you can tell by the look in my eye that I'm a hard ass lover boy. Yeah, she can be my little sex toy. So whether your name's Sue or Liz, I got Riz on Riz on Riz on Riz. Yeah, I'm gonna pump it up. I'm gonna pump it up. I got a Riz on Riz on Riz on Riz. I'm gonna pump it up. I'm gonna pump it up. I'm gonna pump it up. I got a wrist on wrist on wrist on wrist.
Yeah, I love those prosthetics. Man, she was just the spine, the gnarly legs, everything I think in this movie is practical. It seemed that way. And then when you have the horrible what's her name? Monstro
Elizasu. So good. Where those big green letters came up on the screen introducing her. I was like audibly like, oh fuck yeah, baby.
Yeah, that was fun.
And she really thought she could do it. It was finally at this moment that she wanted everybody to see her for her inner substance instead of her outer beauty.
She came to terms with it. It was like,
It was poetic.
yeah. Best parts of Sue and Elizabeth coming together in one thing, one piece. and then she's like, oh, when she like accepted herself for all her flaws, and she's like, oh, I'm beautiful, and she went out there and got in the spotlight and got torn apart.
Yeah, that was that moment when she's like putting on the earrings, basically like stabbing the earrings into her flesh. It was funny, but it was also so kind of heart-wrenching too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because those earrings
heart-wrenching.
were going to be ruined. You can't ever use them again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, what a waste. Those must have been expensive.
They looked pretty expensive.
I shed a tear for those earrings.
Yeah. I mean, you don't treat your jewelry that way. Come on.
Gross.
Awful.
Come on.
That's bad.
Come on, Monster Elizasu. What are you doing?
Get your shit together.
If you can.
Get your boobs together. Come on.
Get your face boobs together.
So she puts some makeup on and then puts a picture of her original face, the Elizabeth face, pasted onto her monster face. And she
got pretty far with that.
Yeah.
I was like,
At
God damn.
last.
Amazing.
You're here. You made it.
Made it past security.
Walks through the parking lot, walks from her apartment to the parking lot, gets past security, past all the dancers, past the whoever, and then walks out on stage, and still nobody's really saying anything. They're just like, what are they? They're sort of starstruck for being there or excited or something. She is clearly, for lack of a better word, grotesque. I mean, she's got bumps. She's got an arm sticking out of her back in the wrong way.
Got Demi Moore pasted on her back.
Yeah, the face
screaming.
Like a
Her
perpetual
that can't close its
scream.
mouth.
Yeah. Like some teeth on her chest, and
nobody notices. It's when she starts to speak, and it's barely speech. It's like, I want to thank you for being here tonight. Anybody understand that?
Damn, that sounded just like Drew. That's crazy.
wench. I mean, she had to cough up the tit. She had to cough up the titty to be able to speak properly.
You try talking with a tit in your mouth.
One of your mouths.
I've tried many times. It does not work.
I tried it in the strip club one time. It was not pleasant for anyone.
Got kicked out immediately.
Jan Bean, the Substance voice actor. Great job.
The Substance.
Sean Bean?
Contempt in his voice. Jan Bean. You do not simply... Hold on. Wait for it. One does not simply walk into the substance. I don't know. I gotta cut this out, future Dan.
I like it.
It always reminded me of Tyler Durden. Every time she called, he was just. Every time he said yes, I imagine chips crunching after. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I never did. But it always reminded me of.
Yeah.
Tyler
This
Durden.
503? Yes.
Yes. He never really sounded disgusted though. He just sounded, I don't know, almost emotionless.
Yeah, like every customer service rep
Yeah.
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 He wasn't passing judgment. Maybe there were hints of impatience,
Right.
but barely. It was really just a hint, if at all. But
Yeah, it's like we told you to respect the balance. It's like, have you tried plugging it in?
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Respect the balance. Respect the nozzle.
Yeah, he's had that conversation so many times with so many people.
Oh, yeah.
I love that you never really know where it came from. There's no,
Right.
you don't find the source of it. There's only 2 customers that you are aware of.
Mm.
Yeah.
Both their lives are ruined. Their other lives are ruined anyway. But it just remains a mystery.
Yeah. I mean, who funded it? Who's giving the food? Who's paying for all this? It's very interesting.
Probably the Hollywood elite. That's what I'm saying
Probably.
it is.
I mean, that's about as far as I got to.
That's
to
what
guess.
this movie's about.
It's about the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Did you guys
cut this part out,
notice-
Dan?
Okay.
Did you guys notice the billboard? I don't think it was really there. I think it was more like a projection of consciousness. The billboard right outside her window.
No, I didn't notice that. What are you
I
talking
did not
about?
notice that. What are you talking about?
Did you guys notice that it was a projection of consciousness instead of an actual billboard? Because sometimes it wasn't there.
Do I sound smarter if I say yes?
Yes. Yes. This isn't a trick
Then
question.
yes.
Okay. Good.
I noticed it. I've noticed it before you did.
I was the
I
one who
noticed
put
it
it
immediately.
so shut up.
It's because you saw it in September, man. Jeez.
That's right.
Hold on, you
Yeah.
fucking dog.
God. So you've known about it for 3 whole months. That's
You
fantastic.
didn't tell us about the goddamn billboard, Stuart.
You had
I
to
was,
let
too,
us
I was too busy.
see if we
cooking
could see for
French.
ourselves.
Stuff. I was too busy frying up blood sausage, bro.
Oh, God.
Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, huh?
I did not notice that. I didn't notice
Me
it
neither.
wasn't there sometimes.
Me neither.
I knew that her view out her window was Sans billboard in the beginning, and then later when Sue gets hired, the giant billboard appears there, like taking up half of her gorgeous view of the skyline.
yeah.
But I didn't notice it disappearing after that at any time.
I think there was one scene where it did. One single scene where Sue is awake and it did, and it wasn't there. But it could have been the angle, but I'm still not sure. I still think that it wasn't there because it was so big. I don't think the angle could have quite accounted for it.
Or a mistake, and a cool mistake.
Yeah.
It could have been, but it's after she took down the big picture of herself. Well, after Sue took down the Elizabeth Sparkle portrait that was on her back wall, I think that's when the billboard out front came up. I think it was kind of like I don't think it was a real billboard, to be honest.
Nice.
Hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. Because it doesn't give you much information. It doesn't look like a real billboard actually, but like there's no
Oh, who's
like
it
the
advertising
New Year's
to?
Eve show. It's like
Yeah.
there's no time, or
Right.
they don't tell you when the New Year's Eve show is airing.
Or what
How does
channel.
that make sense?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I
no
remember
channel.
thinking that like
No network.
What day is it?
because it said like tonight only or something. I was like, who puts up a billboard for one day?
Yeah.
So maybe you're right, Drew. Maybe you're right.
I probably
Yeah.
am, as usual.
Let's not go that far.
You know, the first time I ever saw what's her face, who played Sue, Margaret Qualley.
It was in your dreams.
Do you guys remember?
The Nice Guys.
The Nice Guys. Amelia.
Oh.
Yes.
Fucking Amelia. The whole point of that movie, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. 2016 or something.
Yeah.
Nuts. Good for her.
I was thinking about that
Awesome.
while I was watching it. I was like, man, she's crushing it. She's coming up.
Yeah.
And that
Did a Tarantino movie?
I know.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, okay.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's one of Manson's
She's a dirty hippie.
children.
Wow.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Wow.
Wow.
Goddamn dirty hippie.
Wow.
She was the one who tried to hook Brad Pitt with her poontang.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
Dude,
I'm
that's
not going
her?
to jail for
Holy
pussy.
shit.
Yeah, that's right. I thought he
I-
said poontang, but what do I know?
I think you're right.
Whatever. Who cares?
Prison's been trying to
Semantics.
get me my whole life. It's not going to get me because of poontang. Did he say poontang? What did he? Yeah,
I could have sworn he said Poontang. I need to see that movie. She did good. She did good.
She did.
People did good in this. This is a cool movie. I'm so glad it got made.
Yeah,
So cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
Good for
Me too.
Demi Moore too, for being so naked for so much of it.
Yeah.
Can't be easy.
It would have been better if they cast somebody, I don't know, younger or something, but whatever.
Body double. Come on, get a body double. Jesus.
Just somebody that looks better than she does, That's what I would do.
Don't you talk bad about Demi Moore.
I mean, she's so old.
She's an angel. No.
She's a sweet little angel.
Well, she was.
So yeah, at the end, when her face crawls onto her Hollywood Walk of Fame star,
Hilarious.
Yeah.
she finally kind of comes to terms with life, and her place in it, and like she sees, she's like kind of lying in bliss as she fades away, and it's the only time in the movie she doesn't have a body. Oh, how about that?
Just
Oh.
a face. Just a mind.
Just
a face, yeah. Like a very muscular brain.
Mhm.
Amazing effects in that, by the way.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
to rewind that because some of it, the way the way her face is moving after Monstro's body explodes
Mm-hmm.
is kind of claymation like, kind of jerky in a way. It looks so cool,
Made me want to
It
jerk.
did look.
and
weird.
I couldn't tell. I'm sure some of it was CG. There had to be some CG, at least paint ups.
Mhm.
But God damn it looked great.
Yeah, I really did. It was like 70 to 80% practical, and then some CG. The rest was CG.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Sue pulling her teeth out in the mirror. Oof,
Oh man.
that was a great moment.
I was thinking like, why? Just stop. Just stop.
Stop doing that.
You got one. Why keep going? Why did you even pull the first one? Stop it.
She gets in the elevator and her fingernail falls off.
Yeah.
And then her ear
And then an
immediately falls
ear,
off.
yep.
The guy gets in there with her and he's like, she's crying, and
He has
has
no idea.
he's
He
completely
doesn't even
oblivious.
notice. Yeah. He
Yeah.
doesn't even notice. Men are such dipshits.
Such pigs. God
Yeah.
damn.
Pigs.
Goddamn pigs.
In this movie, which is
In real life, they're little angels.
Yeah. In real life, they're
Pretty
fine.
girls should always smile.
Nice.
I just had to say that.
Yeah.
Nice.
The best, one of the best lines in the movie. Yep.
Yeah.
They saved it towards the end too. Loved it. During the climax, this whole movie was based on that line. Looking at my notes, I do have a note here about self-sabotage.
That's probably meant for you.
Well, I mean, I can relate. I have had my bouts of self-sabotage in the past. It's
Mhm.
true.
We've all done it.
Never went
Oh,
out.
so
All
sabotage.
sabotaged through. Oh, wait.
I was thinking self-abuse.
Yeah.
Never when I was 50
Relation.
years old, though. I don't know.
I've self-sabotaged until I bled and chafed.
When I was a young man, I could self-sabotage several times a day.
I was a real saboteur.
It could be an ad. It could be an ad for swimwear. It could be a JCPenney catalog that we got in the mail. It could be the comic strip Blondie. And I could just
Whoa.
Just get
Wait. Let's talk about that
totally-
last week.
Just spiraled
She got like
out.
cones.
When Dagwood's
cones
making a
hit.
sandwich?
taking those
or what?
Sunday comics into the bathroom.
Apparently, women also self-sabotage. It's not just men.
What?
What?
I don't know about
women.
that.
Hang on, I have to go
I think
self-sabotage.
Nice.
Is there video proof of this somewhere I can see?
You know what I like best about this movie?
The aerobics.
The aerobics parts
Mm,
with Sue.
You know you've got to pump it up.
You got to pump it up.
Yeah, which is also
Mm.
has a double meaning as well. It's a aerobics course 4 men to watch to jerk off to,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
You got to pump it up.
That's why I liked it.
They made it for me. And
Isn't that the point of the movie?
Guys, I have another thing in my notes that
Oh,
is-
no.
What do you
is
got?
of self. It starts with self as well. So we got self-sabotage. There's a lot of that going on.
Immolation.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Oh.
Boom.
Explain.
Yeah, what are you talking about, man?
So Elizabeth sees herself as ugly. Like she's starting to see her value drop. She sees herself as ugly, and throughout the movie, she becomes more and more so. It's like the more she sees it, the more ugly she becomes.
Mm.
So, and it's really apparent in the beginning, like, or when she was about to go on that date with Fred.
Right.
She
Yeah.
Oh,
was
yeah.
putting on makeup at 7:30. She's supposed to
heartbreaking.
meet him at 8.
I know. That really
And-
got me. That's
Not only is that a lot of self-sabotage, but also the self-fulfilling prophecy of, becoming the old hag that you fear you'll become, right? And yet
Yeah.
you become it. You just do it. And so it's like she's looking at herself in the mirror, smearing the makeup, getting really mad at herself or disgusted with herself that she's not pretty enough. And then
Right.
by the end of the movie, she truly is ogreish. So self-fulfilling.
in that sequence. She's like, every time she's about to walk out the door, she sees the billboard
Mhm.
and her younger self is taunting her. Then she goes, I mean, she looks phenomenal when she's about to walk out the first time. And then
Speak
every
for
time she
yourself.
comes back to the to the mirror, she's like overthinking it, overdoing it.
Yeah.
And then ending up making herself just look worse until she just like can't stand it anymore. So yeah, there's the cycle of self-loathing.
Self-abuse.
Yeah.
And it's, I feel like, yeah,
Self-centered.
respecting the balance. Like we all have things about ourselves that we don't like, the uglier side of ourselves and the better parts of ourselves. And you gotta respect the balance. You gotta accept the ogreish freak that you are,
Yeah.
while also loving yourself and telling yourself that you're pretty in the mirror every morning.
You can do
Many
it
times. I do it.
because you're good enough,
I do it.
you're worthy enough, and gosh darn it, people like you.
Every morning I go into the mirror and I say, geez, Stuart, you're still the prettiest girl in the whole wide world.
It's true.
And then I start my
Yeah,
day.
It's true.
Everything's fine.
You know, I do. I go in the mirror and pull out my 12-inch hog and I go, "You're going to be a star." And whatever the fuck he says at the end of that movie.
Big,
I don't remember.
bright, shining star.
There you go. Thank you.
Sabotage time.
My bathroom's too small for me to do any of that.
You do have a tiny bathroom.
Yeah,
It's
your
very
dick is
tiny.
way too big to fit in that bathroom, bro.
It's true. This room ain't big enough for the both of us.
Dan's got to wash his dick while he's in the other room somehow. It's crazy.
He's got a series of corridors and hallways that take him, that his dick walks down into the dick washing station.
Into the zone of interest.
The zone of interest, where he washes off with one towel and then dries off with the other. Takes him 2 hours.
This is an interesting zone. This is the perfect zone in which to wash off my dick.
I'm going to need 2 separate rags to fulfill this prophecy.
Wax on, wax off. That's what Mr. Miyagi says about my dick washing.
Beginner luck.
Sweep the balls! Cup the balls!
Welcome to the audition, shall we start? Well, let me tell you a little about the part we want. Big boobs in place of big noses, and big lips to suck our little roses. Now I don't mean to be crass, but turn around so I can look at that sweet ass. Pretty girls should always smile. Pretty girls, we like you better when you smile. It stops when you turn 50, you know. Don't know what I mean, but I'm sure that it's gross. But you're young, so don't you worry about that. Just stay hot and for God's sake, don't get fat. Pretty girls should always smile.
Any closing thoughts, Drew? Closing thoughts, anyone?
If I say something, you guys are just going to talk about your dicks again. So
That's true.
No, I'm
We
You
just
just
bring
can't
the dick out of us.
and spray it all over our chest. Jesus Christ.
I like this movie a lot. I did.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of like some 80s body horror movies,
Yes.
which I really liked. Very scathing satire, which I also like.
Yeah.
Very well acted by everybody. I just kind of wish that, they got more attractive people to be in this movie. That's all. That's my only gripe with it.
100%.
God, not much substance to this guy. Jeez.
Oh, I forgot to say, I'd say 9.5 bags of popcorn out of 10.
Damn.
Mhm.
Lots of butter, lots of salt.
Sick. Nice.
Hell yeah. Very
A
buttery.
pure
Yeah,
joy to
baby.
watch, a horrific joy.
Yeah. I liked it, having seen it twice. I liked it better the second time.
I can see that.
It's a lot more. The layers kind of come out a little bit more.
Like an onion.
You're also braced for what you're about to see.
Yes.
You can intellectualize it a little more.
It's
Yeah,
not all just
Because this
shock and
movie
awe.
is just one repulsive thing after another, but you can't take your eyes away from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah, after I saw it, we'll let you go in a second, Stuart. But
God. And it,
Because
Wait, shut up.
and then when
Shut up, Stuart.
oh man, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah. So after I went to the cinema and saw this in the cinema, it was so, I don't know. There were so many chemicals
Horny?
going through my
Oh,
head.
man.
It was a hell of an experience. Like Matt just said, 9.5 bags, right? 9.5 bags worth of a fun experience, a joy to watch. You're laughing, you're shocked, you're grossed out, you're pleased, you're, nodding. And so I was like, the next day I was like, guys, we got to talk about this movie, preferably
Yeah.
with fewer dick jokes. And we got half of my request.
I can cut out all the dick half of the other half.
you can cut out
Quarter,
6
whatever.
inches of the dick jokes, leaving the other 3 quarters.
Don't take any girth.
Wait, is that the
Don't take any
top or the bottom? Wait.
Okay, go ahead, Stuart. Totally interrupted you. Yeah.
Now I forgot what I was going to
I know.
Nah, shut up. It doesn't matter.
Damn it.
It had some
no.
substance to it, whatever it was.
I don't know. Yeah. I like the
My opinion
when
is that
damn it. Fuck. It does something. It raises the bar in a way, or pushes the envelope in the use of body horror, because it's all about body image, self-image, and so it uses like a great, a classic horror movie thing to say something in a different way, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was impressive to me. It's like some of it is ordinary body horror, there's so much.
Yeah,
going
it's all
on
based. It all has that like the foundation in ordinary, just like getting older.
in there. Yeah,
That kind of body horror.
exactly.
Mhm.
So it's like the perfect medium
The fear
to
on everybody's
explore
minds.
that idea.
Right.
And the other thing I really like about it is that it just takes the concept all the way home
To the
Like-
climax.
to the insane, awesome
Spewing
climax. That like I'm laughing, but I'm also heartbroken when she's like on the ground. Like it's still me.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
fuck, I'm having so much fun, but that's so sad.
Mhm.
So I really like it. Really like it. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I'm gonna-
Nice.
I'm gonna give it an 8. That's
Nice.
I'd watch it again.
Solid.
I love it.
Yeah.
Not just for the mouth boobies.
The umbilical cord boobies.
But it probably would have been a 6 out of 10 were it not for the mouth boobs, right?
If that boob didn't come out of that orifice at the end and fall onto the floor with a big splat, it would have been a 6 out of 10.
Would have been illegal.
On that note of horror, one of the things that I forgot to mention from the beginning of this show tonight was that I was really impressed with the sound, the sound design. I was disgusted immediately in that third or fourth scene where Harvey is eating the prawn.
Ugh.
It was so fucking gross. There are not too many sounds that can get to me in a theater or in my headphones or wherever when I'm watching a movie. But this, along with the visuals, was nasty. And I was like, oh God, this movie is gross. Like it was making me feel bad. And so that set the tone for the whole movie. The rest of the movie, there are sounds like the sound is a big part of this movie and how gross it is for the aging aspect. Like when she's sticking the needle into the spinal tap thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Along with the visual.
Ugh.
Any kind of food has nasty sound effects, like the trash falling into the trash bin. It just sounds gross. The chicken everything sounds really gross to me in this movie. I don't think I've ever experienced any other horror type movie where the sound was this horrific for me. Not just sounds of like anguish and torture and screaming and dying and stuff like this, but like
the squelching.
Yeah. Well done. 10 out of 10 sound design for me. I would eat the shit out of that popcorn bag for the sound. But yeah, forgot to mention that.
Nice.
I would give this all in all for the movie, not just the sound, the whole movie. Yeah, it's definitely one of my new favorites. I would give it a 9 with lots of popcorn, lots of butter, lots of caramel, some raisinets, chocolate-covered raisinets in there, some cashews, caramel cashews, and a soda pop.
Wow.
That's
Some
a lot
weird
of stuff.
Weird theater snacks down there in Brazil.
14 out of 10.
You gonna bring some prawn into the theater?
Movie.
Some prawn, maybe a whole chicken.
God, that's disgusting now.
I think Demi Moore said like that's the most disgusting scene in the movie for her.
It
when
was
he's
really gross.
Stuffing prawn into his face.
Yeah.
And then the fly in the wine glass or whatever it was afterwards. It's just, I don't know, man. It was very effective horror filmmaking. It was just food.
You know how they smell? It's like, oh God, that stinks too.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His cigars.
It was visceral. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. His cigarettes. He was always smoking cigarettes.
Cigarettes, excuse me.
Yeah. Love the close up on his mouth as he blows out. It's like looks like a butthole.
Got nasty teeth, brown teeth. Like, God damn.
They've really
Everybody's
such a good
every
job.
man's teeth
This
in the
film
movie
is magical.
are a little all
That's
respect to the actors, but like all of them have some like odd teeth or
Except for
gaps
Oliver.
or something.
Not
Oliver had some weird teeth too.
No.
What about Diego? We saw a nice big close up of Diego's ass, but we didn't see his teeth.
Didn't see his teeth.
I didn't notice that.
I just saw the teeth in his ass, but
Nice hairy ass.
His hairy ass.
That was probably the scene that I laughed the most at. I was laughing so freaking hard when she woke up as the final version of herself, the ogre, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he's trying to get in the door. I might have been the only person laughing at that scene in the theater, but I was laughing so hard for that scene. I loved it because it was so fucking weird.
Yeah. The cut from his ass to her ass.
Her ass to his ass, I think it was.
Her ass to his ass. Okay, yeah. So good. Like I don't know which one's grosser.
The editing in this movie is so sharp. The camera angles, the up closes, the attention to detail. This movie is masterful.
Love it.
love it.
Fine job. Daniel?
I would say maybe 7 out of 10. I would give it seven boxes of Milk Duds. I think it's an excellent, Excellent movie.
You're gonna
It's
be going
make
like
you sick.
it's gonna be a lot of squelching going on.
My fillings getting yanked out.
Yep.
Once one comes out, you might as well just pull the rest of them out
That's true.
slowly, agonizingly in the mirror while you self-sabotage.
At work with an important event coming up. Yes. Yeah, it's like John Carpenter meets LA. It could be better. There could be a better mashup. But the practical effects are awesome. I love the 80s music, the 80s colors. And I've never we watched Zone of Interest last week and or earlier this week, and there's a message but there's a message here too, but I felt like it was delivered in such a way that was more palatable, ironically, because it was just so entertaining and so horrific that, again, it's like seeing a train wreck. You just cannot take your eyes away from it.
Right.
And you feel you're emotionally invested in Elizabeth as well. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's quite an effective movie.
Yeah. On this viewing, like as soon as she starts to disrespect the balance, I'm just like, no, please don't. You could be happy on your own.
Oh yeah, okay. So that raises a question. When I first watched this, I'm like, okay, it's the same consciousness going in from one to the other, because she gets birthed from the spine of Elizabeth. Sue does, and then she immediately knows what to do. But for me, it took me a minute. I had a misstep where I'm like, oh, they're basically two different consciousnesses. I didn't get the feeling it was the same person in each body. And so that was kind of a step for me that I had to take, like, oh, these are basically two different people. It's not really the same person. Did anybody else have that experience?
Yeah.
I feel like they become two different people really, really fast. I think that's part of the
Maybe
the
that's a
story.
better way to say it. Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm thinking self-sabotage so much, because they are supposed to be one person, yet she's completely self-sabotaging herself this whole time.
Yeah. Maybe that's why it seems that way, is because their behavior when they're Sue or Elizabeth is so vastly different. Like Elizabeth, she X's out the days when she's in command, but she puts Sue's name on the days when she's Sue. So it's like she writes off her own fucking life, but she's even she's looking forward to being Sue. But maybe that is, to your point, Drew, like the self-sabotage just spirals out of control so quickly. Because when Sue is first birthed, she's really taking care of herself, sewing up the back fastidiously, but then as soon as she gets a taste, it's kind of downhill.
Yep.
But yeah, I do agree. It was like it was hard to kind of reconcile that they were the same consciousness because they behave so differently.
Well, they couldn't even reconcile it. Like, you're seeing yourself as the enemy. It's self-sabotage. And so, yeah. So if, I think we're supposed to feel that way, because the whole time we're reminded again and again and again that, and all our lives, not even just in this movie, everything is one, everything comes from one thing. Your whole life, you're responsible for your entire life. And yet how often do we feel like we are other than ourselves? For a lot of the population, I think it's pretty often, and like we just simple thoughts like, oh, I'm no good at math, or oh, I suck at school, or, it's just this negative talk or positive talk. It's either way, you're still talking to something of yourself that it's like directing it to an otherness. It's not you. It's like, there's another part of me that's bad at math. There's another part of me that's, that's never going to be rich and famous. There's a part of me that isn't attractive to women, that isn't attractive to men, whatever. So that's kind of more what I mean with self-sabotage. And she obviously couldn't get it. She couldn't realize that they are one. And if she saw herself as two different people, then the audience is definitely going to see her as two different people as well.
Yeah. Like they could have cast Demi Moore and de-aged her using AI or whatever.
Well, I'm glad they didn't.
I'm glad they didn't. Yeah. I mean, it probably would have been incredibly expensive. And it probably wouldn't have looked very good.
Yeah.
But so I'm glad they cast Margaret Qualley to do it. But it does drive home that point that she sees herself so differently to the point she's like a different person.
Yeah, and there's also something in there of how we, as people, most people will not really give a whole lot of thought to the future. Like we'll abuse our bodies when we're young and still, knowing that we're going to have to deal with it at some point, the consequences of our actions at some point in the future. But we discount that future for the present,
Totally.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, especially like the most blatant example of that is when she's trying to kill herself, her old ogre self at the end. Suicide is the ultimate form of self-sabotage, right? Self-sabotage. So that's literally what she's doing. Trying to, she doesn't get it through her head that if she kills her, she's dead too.
Yeah. She kills her future by killing her older self.
Yeah. Really good layers of messaging. So yeah, Dan, I think you were supposed to feel like it's two different people.
Like, yeah, I do. I mean, I do get that that's the way I was supposed to feel. I think it was the transition that was a little jarring, or I don't know where the transition happened or something, but it's not a criticism of it. It was just kind of an internal way of understanding the movie that had to take a turn really quickly for me to kind of understand motivation and what she's doing, that sort of thing.
Right.
Oh yeah. Another thought I had regarding motivation is, and this is kind of related to the substance. This is a person that we see doesn't really have much substance to her life. Like she turns 50 and all she's ever known is being appreciated for her looks or her acting talent or whatever, mostly her looks. And she hasn't done a single thing to try and make a better life for herself. She, as far as we know, she hasn't done new projects, immersed herself in anything, tried to find any other job.
She also has no support system. She has like no people in her life.
This giant picture of herself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only thing, when she gets young again, the only thing she goes after is worship and praise again. Not creating anything of value in the world, anything of substance. There's nothing of substance that she gives to the world. It's just more pornography. So
to be loved by people.
Yeah. Right. To be loved, not even to love others. Yeah. And when she's on the talk show, she's like, what did she say? I like to, what's your secret to staying pretty? And she says, get enough sleep or whatever, and lead with my heart. But there are no examples in this entire film where she leads with her heart. Like Elizabeth or Sue. There's just none. I don't know. Like all she has is this stardom, this vanity. It's all vanity for her, which is not substantive. So another really good play on the title.
Yeah. An empty life, ultimately, just with no substance.
Right.
Yeah. I like it.
Me too. Drive you to kill yourself, apparently.
Whoa.
So I hear, in the most gorish way possible.
Hollywood be weird, y'all. Hollywood is a fucking shit show.
Yeah, thank God we don't have to worry about these problems ourselves.
God. It's like someone took the country by the East Coast and shook it, and all the crazies fell to the West Coast.
Is that Bill Hicks?
No, that's from
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Kiss, that's bang. It. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. God.
Talking monkey. Cool. All right. Should we wrap it up? Any last words?
Any last
We're gonna die.
Any last words?
I probably have some.
Speak your peace, boyo. Yeah, I don't know. I think.
What would you like on your tombstone? Pepperoni and cheese. Remember that commercial?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I was raised by video. Of course, I remember that commercial.
Exactly. We're raised by video.
Pepperoni and cheese.
Man, I've really been caught in the fire here. The crossfire!
You be caught in the crossfire. Crossfire!
God, I wonder if we have any of those old VHS tapes with the 3 movies recorded on them with little snippets of
Right.
commercials.
That'd be so cool.
I would love to watch those.
Yeah.
Gotta have cool tools. Cool tools.
Cool tools. I did have to have cool tools.
You were obsessed.
Cool
Stu.
tools rule.
Holy
cool
shit.
tools.
I love those tools.
You
Yeah.
fucking loved them. I was just nobody else in our family loved cool tools as much as you. It was
Oh, man.
amazing.
I remember when I don't know who it was exactly. Maybe it was one of the Hoovers or the Hickses. They had a hammer that had the handle unscrewed and there were screwdrivers inside, but there was one screwdriver came out, and inside that screwdriver was a smaller screwdriver. It was like a Russian doll set of screwdrivers inside a hammer. Jesus Christ. Just give me that thing. I'd be occupied for 8 days. It's the
And
most
if mom and dad
fascinating
heard
thing.
you say Jesus Christ as a form of praise or exclamation for this toy, they would have spanked you silly.
They would have beat me over the head with that hammer.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that thing's awesome. What'd you say, boy? Get over here.
Boy, stop hitting me. Back in the cellar with you.
That was our childhood, ladies.
Put your head in the oven again.
Get on your knees, boy. Oh my God.
I didn't say it. It was cheese and rice. I said cheese and rice.
Cheese and rice. We have wonderful parents. They're loving. They're wonderful. Great childhood.
Yeah, that's what they told us to say.
Mostly.
I can't remember any of it. Push those memories away.
Except for all the commercials.
Blank spots for some reason.
And the awesome movies.
That's why we're called Raised by Video. We don't remember anything except for watching movies. We're going to deal with this trauma and you're going to listen.
Thanks for your support. Yeah, I think we should wrap it up unless you guys want to reminisce about our past a little bit longer.
Crossfire!
Hot Wheels leading the way.
Nice.
I'm going to kill you all. You guys remember that one?
Oh,
No.
is that the Stretch Armstrong commercial?
Micro Machines. Remember the Micro Machines guy?
Micro Machines.
Micro Machines. Micro Machines. Nothing.
I'm done. I'm finished.
Awesome. Well, hey,
Self-sabotage to completion.
thanks. Thanks for listening,
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
to this really kind of
Enthralling.
spaghetti episode of
Spaghetti.
I don't know, what do you call it? We were kind of mixing eggs and spaghetti and blood sausage and chicken and
We were
a
noodling.
little bit of icing. And yeah. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. That was sort of the substance. If you could make it through, if you made it to the end, that was the substance. I hope you had fun. I hope we made you laugh while you were working out or taking your stroll or walking your car. But you know what? If you're driving your car, always keep your eye on the road. And yeah, if you're self-sabotaging, just write into us and tell us whose voice you like best, and we'll do you a little solid on the next one. You know what I mean?
Do you?
Just send your emails to.
You will cut that out of this episode, Daniel.
Yes.
You
Absolutely.
We'll set up an email address. All right. Thanks for listening. We are Raised by Video. This is Drew.
This is Monstro Stew.
This is some guy.
And Matt and Dan are in there as well.
Oh,
and
okay.
we'll
And
see
this
you
is
next
Dan.
week.
See, I was waiting for Matt to get.
I thought we'd go by age, but it threw me off. It threw me off.
I was
Okay.
just thinking that. I'm like, we
Yeah.
should go by age and get this down. Yeah.
Okay.
That,
Yeah.
that makes
Well,
sense.
thanks for listening. This has been Raised by Video, our review of The Substance. This has been Drew.
I'm Dan. Bye bye.
I'm Matt. See ya.
This is Stew, the freak monster.
See you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Elizabeth made Sue. Two girls live in one life, thanks to some magic goo. Was gonna be a star. Elizabeth had gone too far. Sue was her and she was Sue. What you gonna do unless I sue? Sue was her and she was Sue. Respect the balance, why don't you? Then Sue killed Elizabeth, but really she just killed her own future. So Sue started to die and freaked out and turned herself into a Kronenberg monster.